So I'm going to go over how to tie in knock points and a D-loop today. Getting set up for indoor. I have my knock that I'm going to be using for this indoor season. It is the AAE IP knock. I used their pin knocks recently. Really like the quality of them. Super solid knock. My favorite part is how short the knock is. Your knock, the straightness of your knock is way more significant than the straightness of your arrow. So just a little tip. So try to get the shortest knocks possible because probably the straightest. So I have my arrow square on the bow right now. I have it set up so the bottom is right through the center of the burger hole. So this is the corresponding 0 mark. So what should be a perfect bolt hole first time vertically. You want to put the knock on the 0 mark. There's a center mark right there. Line that center mark up with the 0 mark of the arrow square here, just like so. And I'm just going to get a little bit of the BCY 3D material. You want the material small enough so it fits in the grooves of the center serve. That way your soft tie-ins won't slide up and down. If you use too thick a material, it actually won't bite into the center serve and it could shift. So I'm going to cut off a little piece of material here, like so. And I'm going to tie one tie real quick, just so they get the center, or to mark it. And I typically leave just a smidge of gap on the top. So right about there. I'm going to take this off. Oh geez. So I'm going to do that. So I typically do 4 ties plus 1, so 5 knots on top, and then 7 plus 1, so 8 ties on the bottom. So that was 1. So now we're going to go under. And you want to tie away from your knock. So 3. Then 4. So, and then follow up with the opposite. So did left over right, so now I'm going to do right over left. Okay, just like so. Now I'm going to grab the lighter here, and the goal is to burn it pretty close to the knot, just so there's not a lot of excess material, so you don't get like a huge ball of material. Just like so. Tap that in like that. Throw the excess there. So you guys can see this. Okay, so then top one is tied in. Now let's go ahead and do the bottom. I get quite a bit of material, so I make the knot super tight. So I actually grab the knock, like so. And tie right below the knock. Before I tie too much, I'm going to see the knock fit pretty loose. So I'm going to actually move this upwards, closer towards the knock, cinch it down, maybe a little bit more. And also when you tie the D-loop, it's going to push up against the ties. So you want to give yourself just a little bit extra room. So yeah, a smidge more. Yeah. A little bit less. Kind of about that much. Just a little bit of wiggle up and down. So I'm going to take this off. Yeah, just a little bit of wiggle up and down. Nothing crazy. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then left or right over left, and then 8, left over right. Okay, just like so. Gonna get my lighter here. Get pretty close to the string, and heat always rises, so just so you don't burn your center serve or anything. Try to keep the flame over the center serve so you don't burn it, just like so. Let's double check our knock fit here. So just a little bit of play like so, back and forth. Just a little bit of vertical play, because when you draw the bow back, the angle shrinks, so these are going to get closer together, and that's what causes knock pinch. So you want this to be a little bit loose. So I'm going to grab the D-loop material. So I use the BCY 23 material. So I'm going to cut off just a little bit. The only thing is this material doesn't really burn really good ends. Like the 24 will bow up at the end and pull really hard against it. This doesn't. I found instead of flaring it out, just go ahead, get the. So instead of flaring it out, just burn the end without doing that. Just tap it a couple times. Kind of get the best results from doing this. Okay. So for a right-handed shooter, I always mess this up. So I want the knot away from me on top and the knot on the bottom towards me. So let me see, knot away from me on the top, away from my face. So going to put that there. Always takes me a couple times to do this, so I might do this backwards. No, I did it right the first time. Imagine that. So I'm going to leave it about there. So, grab my razor blade. Okay. And now, push that down. Melt that. Just like so. If you're using 24 material or any other material, you want to flare it out with your finger and then burn it. Just get the nice ball to push against. So now, I'm going to grab these, but gotta kind of do this real quick. And now I should be able to get the D-loop pliers in there and then twist it. And if you have your peep sight in, you can orient your D-loop so that the peep sight draws back straight. Since I don't have one in there right now, I'm just gonna go like that. And I'm gonna play around with the D-loop length itself, but for now I typically just eyeball it. So not too short, but not crazy long. Okay, just like so. Now let me grab the knock. Just a little bit of wiggle room up and down, nothing crazy. Just a little bit. Might tighten that up just a smidge, but the nice thing about the soft knocks is you just cut it out and then retie it. So super easy. Just a little bit of wiggle room, should be good. Put it in the draw board, draw it back, and move it up and down at full draw. If it's not too tight but not too loose, then we're set.